Everyone wants to be happy, but few ever ask what happiness truly is. We assume it means success, wealth, popularity, or pleasure. We chase shiny things, hoping they'll fill something inside us. But Epicurus, one of the most misunderstood philosophers in history, offered a different path, a quieter one, a simpler one, and perhaps a wiser one. Epicurus lived over 2,000 years ago, yet his message speaks directly to the modern mind. He believed that happiness was not about adding more to life, but removing the unnecessary. Not about stimulation, but serenity. Not about having everything, but needing little. Imagine living in a way where nothing external controls you, where no possession owns you, where no opinion defines you, where your peace isn't held hostage by what happens around you. That's what Epicurus taught. He warned us that the biggest enemies of happiness are fear, false beliefs, and unchecked desires. Desire in itself isn't bad, but when we let it grow wild, when we want things we don't need, we suffer. The more we want, the more we feel we lack. And the more we feel we lack, the more we chase. It becomes endless. Epicurus believed that we need only 3 things to live well: friendship, freedom, and thoughtful reflection. He called these the foundation of happiness. He didn't encourage isolation. In fact, he believed relationships are one of the deepest sources of joy, but not shallow ones. Not relationships built on status or gain, but those grounded in trust, in laughter, in shared simplicity. He also emphasized freedom, not just political freedom, but freedom from fear. Fear of death, fear of pain, fear of what others think, fear of not being enough. To be free, he said, is to live without those weights. When you are free inside, no one can truly disturb your peace. One of his most powerful teachings was about death. He taught that death is not to be feared because it is not something we will ever experience. When we are alive, death hasn't come. And when death comes, we are no longer alive to experience it. So what is there to fear? Think about how much energy people waste worrying about things they can't control. Aging, rejection, uncertainty. Epicurus invites us to stop this cycle, to let go of what we can't control and focus on what we can, like the way we treat others, how we spend our time, the thoughts we entertain, the habits we nurture. In a world obsessed with noise and attention, Epicurus taught us to turn inward, to find satisfaction in the simple, a meal shared with friends, an evening without distraction, a mind without turmoil. He didn't live in a palace. He didn't seek fame. He didn't hunger for more. He found wealth in needing less. Today, more than ever, that lesson is needed. Social media teaches us to compare, to want what others have, to measure success by likes, follows, and fleeting praise. But as Epicurus warned, if you live for the applause of others, you become their prisoner. What would it look like to step off that treadmill, to stop measuring your worth by what you produce, or how much you earn, or who notices you? What if you valued inner peace more than outer performance? Epicurus reminds us that there is nothing wrong with pleasure, but not all pleasure leads to peace. Some pleasures enslave. They give you a moment of escape, but leave you emptier than before. But other pleasures restore you, the kind that make you feel more yourself, not less. A walk at sunset, a quiet cup of tea, an honest conversation, a moment of stillness where you're not trying to be anything but simply alive. He taught us to examine every desire. Ask yourself, is this necessary? Will it bring lasting satisfaction? Or will it only make me want more? To live well is not to have it all. It's to know what's enough. It's to know yourself. To build a life where peace is the foundation, not the reward. Modern life teaches us to speed up, to hustle harder, to never stop. But Epicurus says the opposite. Slow down, savor, breathe. Rest is not laziness when it gives you back your clarity. And what about failure? Epicurus would say, so what? You failed, you learned, you grew. Success is not the measure of a good life. Peace is. He reminds us to live in the present, not trapped by the past, not obsessed with the future, but grounded in now. Because now is the only moment we ever truly have. So take a deep breath, look around. Is your life full of what matters, or full of what distracts you from what matters? Are you living a life you chose, or a life shaped by what others expect? Happiness is not hidden. It's not locked away. It's waiting in the small moments, in the quiet decisions, in the courage to live on your own terms. The secret to true happiness is not found in achieving more, but in needing less. Not in becoming someone else, but in returning to who you were before the world told you what to chase. Epicurus doesn't offer easy answers. He invites you into a different kind of life, one rooted in wisdom, in balance, in peace. You don't have to escape the world. You just have to stop letting it control you. Let your mind be still. Let your heart be free. And let your life reflect the truth that happiness is already within you.